What's also surprising to me is the abortion issue. I read a poll just yesterday that white Republican suburban women are now going to vote Republican.
Why?
It's almost like roaches voting for Raid, right?
I think that's
they're voting.
No, it's insulting to the voter.
They're voting against their own self-interest. Do they want to live in Gilead?
Okay, so do we love
in the hands?
Do we love democracy or not? Because just saying that it's insulting to the voter. People make up decisions on what's right for their family, and the idea that you should have a say for everyone else's vote.
The fact that women are voting against
you
their
had a different view on abortion not that long ago, and you
I have that view.
But that issue is right. But then why is another woman not
I am very
able to have a different view?
That white Republican suburban women
but why
are
have
voting
you so recently
against
evolved
their own
on the
health
issue?
care. I have not really recently evolved on the issue. I am Catholic. That is my faith. I believe that abortion is wrong. For me, there's a separation between state, government, and church. And I do not have the right to tell someone else.
Sonny,
however, they are voting against their own self-interest.
What you're saying is a good example. As someone sitting here, that's a huge issue for me. This election, the deniers are more important for me. Everyone has a priority list. So to me, I'm voting, that is a full stop problem for me, that I actually think election deniers being put into office, it used to be just former President Donald Trump. Now it's everyone running on the Republican side. That scares me more than anything. So even that women's rights is second.
Well, hello, everyone, and there you heard it. You heard Sonny Hostin, the black, bigoted woman, the racist, with so much hatred, so much enmity for the people. And what she said, folks, in terms of comparing white women, that they need to be killed and need to be akin to Raid, that, folks, is absolutely unbelievable. Anybody else, any person who was another color than the black bigoted woman, Sonny Hostin, whose real name isn't even Sonny, it's what, Ashunshian Cummings or something like that. We'll get into that in a little bit, folks. But I just want to, welcome all of you here for your daily appointment. You're watching the Dr. Nasser Sheikh Show. I'm your host, Dr. Nasser, the doctor of the democracy, the MD of the Republic, where I give you the diagnosis, the prognosis, analysis of what's happening on the day's events and current topics. You don't need a mask. You don't need a vaccination. Folks, you don't need a copay. All you need to do is, if it's your first time or if you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button, like, share, hit the notification bell so you know when we put out new videos. Let's get right into this, folks. So what happened here? It wasn't all of them, but it was one of the cackling hens. That's right, one of the cackling hens from The View, Sonny Hostin, who I said before is a fake. I think she's a fake black woman. I think she really, deep down inside, I think she hates herself so much. Sonny Hostin hates being black so much that she basically... Did you see how many plastic surgeries is this woman going to have? Have you taken looks at her pictures from years ago to now? What is she, Michael Jackson's sister? I mean, it is unbelievable what she's done with her cheekbones, the forehead, her lips, everything around her. But I digress. Let's talk about what she said. So, and she kept saying that there was a study out there showing suburban, Republican, white women. Well, what, only out in the burbs? Only the Republican women work out in the burbs? There's no liberal women out there? There's no Democratic women that live out in the suburbs? What, are you crazy? But that's where she went to, folks. Hit the racist, check it off. Hit the bigoted, check it off. Hit the hatred, check it off. That's Sonny Hostin. Anybody else, different skin color? Could you have imagined if that had been Joy Behar? Anybody white would have said that, hey, let's compare black women who are voting. They're just like roaches, and it's just like voting for Raid. Anybody else, folks, Twitter would have been a fire. Instagram would have been a fire. TikTok would have been a fire. The mainstream media would have been a fire. The liberal, press, the MSLSDs of the world, the NBCs, ABC, CBS, all of those, every single, right? The New York Crimes, the LA Crimes, every single USA Yesterday. They would have all been calling for the head of anybody else. But Sonny Hostin gets away with it because she's black, but she wants to be white. That's what Sonny Hostin wants to be. And all that, folks, is just absolutely unbelievable. And then it's just with all of them. Now, the little fight that was going on between Alyssa and Sonny, saying that, well, you evolved or re-evolved on your position on abortion because that's for me. Well, of course, everybody's vote is for themselves. It's just that women right now are not caring about one thing. You guys thought that Roe v. Wade was going to be your ticket to paradise, was going to be your ticket to, again, put those women on the Democratic utopian plantation. For what? For dependency, right? For expanding dependency. Expand dependency on what? I call it duped, folks, an acronym, DUPED. The Democratic Utopian Plantation for the Expansion of Dependency. You want to have those people dependent upon you for basically saying, yeah, that's right, we're going to have abortion, we're going to do as much as we can to pass as many laws as we can, to kill as many babies as we can, and take along as many women as we can along with that. And that's what they thought was going to happen. And then all of a sudden they saw some groundswell back in August and September, and all the Democrats were saying, oh boy, look at that, Roe v. Wade. That's a winning strategy. That's winning. Defund the police. That's winning. Oh, climate change. That's a winner. Instead of concentrating on inflation and the economy, jobs, security, crime, those kind of things. Oh no, we're not going to do anything like that. So what do? They have to go after it this, and they're just beside themselves. They can't believe that women have their own mind. These are women. These are some of the most stupidest, low IQ women that are there. And then this is who the Democratic Party has devolved into, folks. Has evolved into, has gone down into the dirt, into the manure. I mean, this is what these people really are. This is how they really think of you. If you're not on board with them, that's what they consider you, especially, like I said, if you're white and you're a woman, or you're white and you're a straight male. These people, the people on the rear view, you know that, folks. These women on the rear view are actually the mouthpieces for the Democratic National Party. That's what they are. And what she said out there was despicable. It was disgusting. It was racist. It was bigoted. It was absolutely, I mean, it's just one of those, I mean, this is what people do. They were calling names. You know how they were hurting people before? This is what the Germans used to call the Jews at that time, the Nazis. Used to call the Jewish people roaches. I mean, this is where they don't have anything to run on. They can't run on crime. They can't run on the Biden administration. They can't run on Biden's policies. They can't run on anything that Kamala has brought to the table, horizontal Harris. They can't run on, police. They can't run on getting jobs. They can't run on raising wages. They can't run on increasing salaries. They can't run on any of that. So what do they have to do? They start running on being racist and bigoted and throwing out those words. That's exactly what they do. It's the same playbook. And now we're talking like 4 or 5 days before the election. This is what happens. You know what happened? She was thinking, what can I say? What can I do? What statement can I make out there when I come out on the show? And then she thought of it, or somebody out there, one of her writers said, you know what, I think it'd be a good idea to compare white women, whether they're Democrat, Republican, whether they're religious, non-religious, whether they're high school educated or college educated, whether they live out in the burbs, whether they're urban or rural, it doesn't matter. I think a great idea is going to be, let's call these women roaches that are voting for Raid because they just don't agree with your opinion. Listen, everybody can have an opinion, that's fine. But then to have this type of, rhetoric, and this is what the left says that the right does, I'm sure, look, it does happen, but not to the extent that these guys do. These guys peddle in this rhetoric each and every single intercoursing day that the rear view is on. And 99 out of 100 times, their audience is They're preaching to the choir, they're preaching to their audience, and they're clapping and yapping like a bunch of seals just waiting to be fed another line. Well, folks, thanks for watching. You're watching the Dr. Nasser Sheikh Show. I'm your host, Dr. Nasser, the doctor of the democracy, your MD for the Republic. As I said before, it was pain-free, right? Nothing there. Gave you my diagnosis, my analysis. We hope that you sign up, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get more videos. And I'll leave you like I always do, folks. And that's the following. When you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. We'll see you again tomorrow, everyone. Take care and stay safe.